Here is my 2017 F150. Just started having a tailgate issue where it won't open. Some of these trucks have the recall that is to where the tailgate will fall down. I do have that problem. My dealership is a month and a half. Well, I have that recall. I don't have that problem. The tailgate's not falling. But it does apply to my truck, but they're a month and a half out, so I'm not worried about it. I'm just gonna do it myself. It's like 80 bucks. But yeah, tailgate's not opening. And some people have nothing happen when they hit the button. I haven't seen anybody with this issue specifically to where it sounds like it's trying to work, but it just won't. So here's what it sounds like, and you'll hear that it doesn't, it tries to operate, but it won't. So you can hear the latch trying to go. This side actually is popping out. Now what I can do is put pressure on this side and hit the button at the same time, and it will open. I'll see if I can go ahead and do that holding the phone. So there it worked. I've played with the latch, the mechanism. I've messed with this. I'm gonna take this cover off, and the actuator inside here is probably weak. So everything operates. I'll show you all that once I pull this off. It's just a couple hex bolts. All right, got all the bolts off. I'll just flip that up there. So here we are. This is the actuator. So I will hit the button and you'll watch it operate. So it does operate, but it's weak. And if I hit it a bunch of times, see, there's a couple good ones right there, but eventually it barely moves. I've tried adjusting these, didn't really work. So I'm just gonna go ahead and replace this actuator because I think it's weak. All my linkage seems to be attached and operating. You can see the little mechanism in there. When you open it, it will unlatch it. So if you lock it and try it, it barely will get it. But if there's pressure on this, once it's jammed up against the stop here, it's just not doing it. So I'm gonna replace this and see if that fixes it. I've seen some guys mark these rods when you take this out so that you get your correct depth as it was from the factory, but they're really easy to set back up once you put the new one in. Plus the new one may sit in there a little differently. It definitely has a different design, or just looks a little different with this fabric on it. Probably an updated part 17 different times. First things first, the little plug down in there. And you gotta pop these clips. Pretty simple. Boom. Boom. They're loose. And now you've just got the 8mm bolts. Or nuts. Come up super easy. I say that and I can't get it off. Yep. And then you've got one little piece right there where the harness mounts. Get that undone. There's a side-by-side of the old one and the new one. Here's the part number on the box. The most updated one. All right, now just get it back in here. Mostly installed. Now I'm just gonna adjust these rods. The way I'm gonna adjust them, when this thing actuates, it goes that way. So you can see which way it's gonna pull the rod. So I'm just gonna pull on this rod that way and on this one this way, and watch it out here on the little latch mechanism right there. And once it just barely pulls off, I'll know it's tight enough. So it honestly, just wherever it's resting is pretty good. So I'm just gonna clip it down. Pull that one just a little pressure on that thing. That should be good. All right, let's see how it sounds. Ooh, much better. All right, I'm gonna clean all this up, close it, and see what it does. All right, the old moment of truth. And there it goes. So hopefully that helps someone. A lot of guys don't have anything happening here, then it's clearly the actuator or a fuse up front. But if you have a little bit of strength in it, it's still a weak actuator. I tried lubing all this stuff up, adjusting whatever I could, adjusting the rod tighter, didn't do anything. So if it's still trying but still not going, Still need to do the actuator.